what's up? So, just gonna get it out of the way. I had an accident back on November the 28th, which resulted in spraining my knee. Now, this isn't the first time that I've had something like this happen to me. Though this is the first time it's ever actually happened to the lower part of my body, because I made a video about how I got my scar on my right arm because I broke my elbow after falling out of a tree / fence in Hawaii in 97, 98. I really don't remember. It's one of those two. As I said, I now have a sprained knee, and I'm going to tell you how I got it. So as I said, it was November 28th, and I was just doing normal yard work. I was mowing the leaves, and there was a branch that fell off of the tree and was dangling down between two cables. So it was right there. I tried to do what anybody else didn't do. You're gonna jump up and try to get it. But I don't quite have the height to, just jump and pull down. So that didn't work. So then my grandfather brought a very large stick to beat the branch down like a piñata. Well, that wasn't working. So what happened next was I took the stick and I proceed to attack it like a piñata. But what happened is that I jumped to get the height enough that I could whack it, that it would fall down, and then, it wouldn't be there anymore. But once I jumped up in the air with the stick and made contact with the branch and the cable, that's when, unfortunately, how gravity works, I came down, and that's when I found out that I had done something to my leg. At first, I didn't know it was my knee. At first, I thought I had broken my right leg. It wasn't until I tried to stand up that I immediately fell back down because I had no stability in my right leg. So anytime I tried to stand up, the left leg would be fine, but the right leg went to complete jelly and I would just fall back down again. So that's when I realized I don't have a broken leg, but I've done something to my knee. Now my knee could be broken or something else. So I managed to somehow crawl to where I had parked the lawnmower, and I was sitting on top of there trying to figure out what I had done and how I'm going to get from outside back inside, and that was not easy. I had to put my arms around both my grandmother and my grandfather, and I had to full-on Quasimodo hunch down to get down some stairs in through the back of the wash area to get into the basement where I was gonna stay for a bit, and that's when I started the RICE method, which is rest, ice, compression, and you elevate your leg. So I did that for the rest of Saturday. The next day, which was Sunday the 29th of November, the 29th arrived and my leg was still not doing well. I wasn't able to stand up without falling down still. So I went to my local urgent care, and after about 2 hours waiting there and some x-rays, the doctor came in and I was told that I have a sprained knee, but the pain was caused because of a bruised bone. So I was given a knee brace, and these lovely things, these things are called crutches. I don't know how people use these things because I only used them for about a day when I had an accident with these things. The top part right here, this is not where you're supposed to put all your weight, which you would think you would put your weight on top of here. But no, you not do that. You have to put your weight here. This is where all your weight goes on. You put your weight here, you put these underneath your armpits, and you kind of hop around like a one-legged kangaroo. But if you're like me, who is slightly clumsy, and I don't really have the world's greatest balance anymore, so trying to move around on these things is not the best thing. So what happened that Sunday, after I was I rested a bit, and I decided, maybe I'll decide to go into the kitchen for dinner, but that did not happen. On the way to the kitchen, I was going down the hallway, no problem, when all of a sudden, this crutch decided to slip from underneath me, and I hit the floor hard. I haven't been using these things since because these things just aren't safe. These things can kill you. Abandoning the crutches, I then moved on to this. This is my great-grandmother's walking stick. One of her many walking sticks. Well, I guess it's not a walking stick. It's just a cane. So I've been using this to get around. Now, the only problem about using a cane like this to get around is that if you place it down somewhere, most likely it's going to fall down. And when it falls down, it's not the easiest thing to pick up because, like I said, I have a problem since I have a sprained knee and I'm wearing a brace. It's not the easiest thing to bend down. So if I have to keep using this thing, I need to get one that either has those spider prongs, so every time when you place it, it's sturdy and it's stable and you can leave it and it won't fall over. But I haven't been able to find any of those. So that's that. Now, here's the other thing. Since all that happened on between the 28th and the 29th, 2 days afterwards, so this now brings us to December the 2nd, I go back to urgent care for follow-up, and I saw a new doctor, and this doctor, after doing some stretching of both my legs, decided that it would be a good idea that I go to the orthopedic, or the bone doctor. And so I did that on this past Monday, which was the 7th. It was Pearl Harbor, so that was on Monday, and I went there and they did some stretching of my leg and whatnot and came to the conclusion that yes, I do have a sprained knee, but it's more to the point that the reason why my leg still acts like jelly sometimes is because I did something to one of the ligaments in my knee. And how that happened was that apparently when I was going all ninja warrior trying to take down the limb, when I came down because of how gravity works, I was like apparently at this angle with both of my legs, and surprisingly nothing happened to both of my legs because they were kind of surprised that I could have done both legs in, but when I did this one, the right one apparently was a little bit more. So this is basically what happened when I came down. The impact bent my right knee a little bit more than knees are supposed to bend. So this coming Monday, which will be the 14th of December, is when I start my physical therapy. So that's going to be fun. I have no idea what they're going to do, but it's probably going to be horrendous because they're going to be moving the right knee, and the knee right now, because I have a different brace on, thankfully when I went to the orthopedic, they gave me a better brace, one that I actually can move in, because the first brace was just, you couldn't move at all. All you could do was just have it be propped up, and that was it. This one, I can move around so much better, because just maybe an hour ago, I decided I wonder if I can get in my car and I can drive, because I kind of have to be able to get in my car in the first place, and my right knee has to be able to bend enough so I can use the brake and the accelerator. But I just drove around the neighborhood for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or so, and everything was good, so I'm good to drive. So that's good, because with this brace, I can pretty much go back to doing everything I did before the accident. Hopefully, as I said before, with once I start going to therapy starting next Monday, I will be good, because on January 4th, I need to go back to the orthopedic for the doctor to see how things are doing, and hopefully therapy helps, because if it doesn't help, then I have to have MRIs done, and the unfortunate possibility that I could have to have some surgery of sorts, and that's just something I'm not looking forward to. So hopefully the therapy is going to work. So guys, that's what I've been doing. I was doing some average, normal guard work, and I end up spraining my knee. It's always something with me. I mean, it is. I don't know how I function as a human at times, really, I don't. That's what's been going on with me, and that's all I've got for this video. So look forward to more updates on my knee and how that progresses, and hopefully, I don't have to have surgery come next year. So knock on wood. I'll see you next time. Take care. Don't fall down. Don't do what I do. Please, that's one thing. Do not do the things that I do. Just don't. Basically, the moral of this video is don't leave your house. You're just better off sitting in front of the television and computer, and you don't have any chances of getting hurt. So just do that. That's the moral of the story. Just stay inside your house. All right, guys. Bye.